Hello, hello, my name is Rosie. Welcome to Roast into Diamonds. Sorry, you guys, it has been a week or two, I think, since I've done a video. But the husband was home on vacation, and with as much as he's like busy all the time, we wanted to take the time to make sure that we got literally as I start filming, stop. My cat's rubbing on there's a chip bag next to my husband's desk, and he's just like being obnoxious. But yeah, vacation was great. Had some time with the family, had some time with my husband. Let me close the door real fast because I am doing laundry and sometimes that translates into background noise. So here is my year in review. 2025 was booty cheeks. I keep hoping that 2026 is going to be better, but already, like, my house is breaking down and, like, my life feels like it's utter chaos. So we're just going to keep on keeping on, and my goal for this year is to just exist. Like, do some things that make me feel better as a person, you know, continue trying to, you know, do the things I love, do some physical activity, and exist. That's our hope. So, let's get into the diamond paintings for the year. I'm going to have 3 different categories. I'm going to have diamond paintings, then I'm going to go into, oh, sorry, throat went funny. Then I'm going to get into either games that I've done this year, and then books that I've done this year, like that I've read. So I will group all of the paintings at the beginning if that's what you're here for. Then you can stop after that and it's all good. So I'll let you know when all those things are happening. I don't have every single painting. 2 of the paintings I know are at my mom's house. And I think there's one that I threw away. I will have pictures up so that you can see the finishes, but we're gonna get into it. So the first one that I did actually wasn't the first one it was the first one I started for the year, but I had some whips that I was working on previous to that. If I can find where I'm at. Like, yeah, there were some past ones. So this wasn't my first, this wasn't the earliest start, but it was the first finish of the year. So this one is called, as I'm flipping through, Written in the Stars, and it is by Ivy Dollamore. This is fan art, or maybe not fan art, but based on Final Fantasy XIV Alice, and she is probably one of my favorite finishes for the year. I actually have her up in my room usually, and I absolutely love her. I did not change anything in this particular painting, but it was just gorgeous. Everything fit together really nicely. This was when they started, they did something to the rounds. I don't know if they changed the drills. They said that they didn't tighten up the field or anything, so I'm wondering if they changed, the drill shape or size just slightly. But whatever they did, it is now perfection. There was, started this 110.25, finished it 117.25. It was 1 week long. It was very quick. 10 out of 10 enjoyment, loved it. 3 out of 10 confetti. There really wasn't too much confetti. There's some line blocking, some actual color blocking. You can see just patches of color all throughout the painting. Nothing was really too confetti heavy. I bought this 12/14/24, and yeah, it was not in my stash for very long, and I was like, I have to do this one. This is it. This is a round. This is from DAC, Diamond Art Club, It is a 17 inch by 26 inch or 42.9 centimeter by 66.1 centimeter. So a good size. This is one of my better sized pieces. 62 colors in this guy. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 special drills, including 3 fairy dust, 3 iridescent drills, and 1, 2, 3, 4 ABs. So very cool, very fun. Yeah, just an absolute adorable finish. 37,440 drills. This was start number 38. Start number 1 for the year. Finish number 35. And finish number 1 for the year. I think that's about all I have to say on this piece. I didn't do it for any event or anything like that. I just was like, this is a must. I have to do this. The next one was actually started before this one was, and that is flower buns. And unlike Written in the Stars, Flower Buns by Yume Art, I bought the enhancement pack for this painting, and I think that the changes are absolutely gorgeous. I am so happy, especially with some of these, like, let me see if I can get up close with this, in her hair, like the blue to pink sparklers are just my absolute favorite. There's like a raspberry sparkler right in here. Let's see what else was added. Yeah, the crystal AB. I added another fairy dust apparently. 225 for 818 fairy dust. 225. So it's gonna be a light color. I'm like, it should be easy to see because DAC's fairy dust is different than other people's like drills. Like the shape of the drill is different usually. Oh, that was one of them. Was the green pearls. Those are so cute, and they blended really, really well actually, to where they stick out, but they don't stick out so much that you're like, oh my god, like there's something different there. I can't find the fairy dust. I'll be real. The sparklers are really the things that like really popped. I am missing a drill. I heard it pop, I think, this morning, actually. But yeah, I'm missing one drill right there. That's gonna bother me now, but that's okay. But yeah, I added, how many enhancements? 1, 2, 3, 4 enhancements. So the fairy dust is the only one that I really can't figure out where I put that for some reason. I love this one. This one turned out really beautiful, super sparkly in person. I'm not sure if you can get like the full effect in camera, but she is absolutely gorgeous. She is one of my favorite finishes as well. Started her on 12/3/24 and finished her on 1/26/25. Enjoyment was 8 out of 10. I probably would have given it actually like a 9 out of 10. If I think back at all of the things that I've done, I probably would up that on the enjoyment scale. Confetti was 7 out of 10. So there was quite a bit of confetti like in her hair, like in the buns themselves, and in this background. If you look at the background, it is like a bajillion different colors. There's my book for that one. That one's kind of boring, and so is the last one. Was kind of, I didn't really do much for that one. I need to get some Final Fantasy stickers for that one. Let's see. Diamond Art Club, 22 inches by 22 inches or 55.8 centimeters by 55.8 centimeters. It is a round, 46 colors. Naturally, it has 1 iridescent, 2 fairy dust, and 1, 2, 3 ABs, and that was before they changed the ABs to the bottom with the AB logo on it, or number on it, letters, whatever. This was start number 35, start number 19 for 2024, finish number 2 for 2025. That still says 2024. Y'all, what is happening in my life right now? Okay. Finish overall number 36, and this was for Elisa's Lunar New Year DP along, because it was in January. I think it's in February this year, so if you want to do that one along with us, I'm gonna try and find something that's themed in that direction. It's gonna be fun though. Absolutely beautiful render. Enhancements were beautiful. DP with sparklers. Shout out to you. This was just amazing. I love your sparklers. Holy cow. I think in the camera this looks really good. I have no real complaints on this one. So yeah, that was finish number 2. Finish number 3 is Cauldron of Myrrh. And that one I started right after Flower Buns. This is by Ivy Dolomar. This is Cauldron of Myrrh. Start date, I didn't say when I bought the last one. Flower Buns was bought for $3.24, so I waited a while before I did that one. It's always just kind of a fun thing to see when you bought it versus when you did it. But I started this one 12/10/24, finished it 1/27/25. It is not archived as far as I know. Flower Buns I don't think is archived as far as I know. The Ivy Dolomar, I don't actually know whether or not it's archived. This is also a Diamond Art Club. This is an older Diamond Art Club. I bought this one 7/10/23. This was part of my, last year my goal was to finish as many of my 2023 kits as possible. I did about half of them. So I only did 21 paintings this year, which is, I think it's on the lower side than normal, but I don't know. I don't even know anymore. We're just going with the flow today. 22 inches by 29 inches, 56 centimeters by 74 centimeters. It is a square drill canvas, 50 colors, 64,532 drills, start number 36, start number 20 for 2024. So maybe 20 is about right. And I ended up with 21, so that's not bad. I do some big ones too, so. Finish number 37 and finish number 3 for the year. Blinging in the new year 2025. I kind of just did it for funsies. Love the image. There is some gapping. So this is 2023 had a lot of like gaps and stuff in my opinion. And you can see it best. It's not like horrible. So don't come for me because this is not that bad. But compared to the newer stuff that I'm used to, there is some gapping. So it's not horrible, but it's there enough that I'm like, eh. Things that I added. I actually added a lot of just like random things. I added, this is not an enhancement pack. This is just me being crazy. I added sparklers through here. I added sparklers in her tail. The like raspberry ones. I added where these Luna bubbles are. These are called Luna bubbles. And that was a white AB. And I don't like ABs. And having to place that many ABs sounded terrible. So I went ahead and put bubbles there. And then I put crystal in place of, I think, just a regular drill. And then I don't know if that actually, no, it didn't come with fairy dust. So I added the fairy dust too. And then there's, you know, some charted in ABs. This is from 2023, so I think this was before fairy dust was even a thing at that point. I put some red sparklers in her ring. Just a few, obviously. I put dark green fairy dust or pixie dust or whatever they call it, the dust drills, in the plants. I put crystal up there in that jar. I put crystal in the eye for that guy. Changed the color of both the girl and the cat's eyes. And then proceeded to put like red fairy dust, green fairy dust, red sparklers, red fairy dust, green fairy dust. And yeah, so that was a lot of fun. That was my first real like charting enhancements myself kind of thing. And it was a little stressful, but honestly, like it was a ton of fun. And it's a good finish. I really enjoyed it. The Luna bubbles, I think, really make it. It really looks like there's like bubbles in the water and not like it's like iridescent and pretty and crazy and oh, did I put any in her hair? I did put some in her hair. Okay, so I also had these I think they're 823 dark blue sparklers, the same, or not sparklers, crystals, same that I put up here in that like jar up there. I put them in her hair. I could have blinged up her hair a little bit more, I think, but I already decided, like I had already gotten through everything. I do wish I had kind of changed the bottom here to like continue with the green, but it still looks good. I like it. It's fun. And her tail looks cool, so I'm happy with it. I gave that one, actually, hold on. I gave that one a 7 out of 10 enjoyment, 5 out of 10 confetti rating. I added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, I added terracotta for something. Did I add terracotta? Maybe I was going to and then didn't. It says I added them. And they would be bubbles, I think. Did I add terracotta to anything? I don't think I did. I think I lied. I think I lied to myself. Yeah, I'm like 90% sure I lied to myself. I think I was going to add terracotta and then didn't. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I swapped out 7 enhancements. So, woo! So there's probably more than 50 colors in this actually because I swapped some things around. So yeah, there's that one. The next one, I don't think is actually girl. No, the next one is the one that I threw away. So if you've been here for a while, you know the one painting that it was awful. And it was called Wild Was the Cows, and it was version 1.5 from Cute But Weird, and it was adorable. The painting itself was absolutely adorable. This is no fault of Munimade. She was in between suppliers. She was in between suppliers, and there was something wrong with the the drills themselves, and I think they were just like awkward sizes, like they were slightly different size, like all of them, and so Rose ended up off by enough that I had like a gap at the top, and like some of it went over, some of it went under, and it was so bad that I think that's the first painting that's ever made me cry like unhappy tears. again, no fault of Mina Maid. Mina Maid's new stuff that I've seen is gorgeous. I have one more before I allow myself to buy from her again, but I'm going to get through it hopefully this year. I have nothing against Mina Maid whatsoever. It just, that particular painting was tragic. It was like, I put 2 out of 10. I really should have put like a 0 out of 10. Confetti was 2 out of 10. It was a very color blocky kit. It truly would have gone so fast. And in fact, what I did get done did go really fast. I started at 127.25, finished at 2/4/25, and I bought it 2/16/24. So a good while ago. She is well into her new manufacturer, that's the word I was looking for. And like I said, version 2 looks gorgeous, and I may end up buying it. I bought it on sale. It was one of those like, hey, we have a few kits from our old supplier, like, do you want it kind of thing. And so, yeah, that was me making that decision. I could have waited. I could have bought like a version 2 kit, and it's on me. It's on the old manufacturer. It's on all of that. So no big deal. No harm done. Just sadness, because it was such a cute kit. 40 by 40 centimeters, 15.7 by 15.7 inches. So it was a square kit, 42 colors, 25,921 9 drills. This was start number 39 overall. This was start number 2 for the year. Finish number 38 overall, and finish number 4 for the year. I did that for the Lunar New Year event, Elisa's, because the cow is a year of the ox. Cows work because we can. I threw it away. I loved the image. I love Cuba Weird. I think Cuba Weird is amazing. I think Mina Maid is amazing. It just, again, it was tragic. The canvas was stiff and not my favorite. Like, it was a discount thing. It was my fault. And we're just gonna chop it up to that. It's all good. Hopefully the one I have left, because I had one before that was also a version 1.5, and I have another one that I have to do that's a 1.5 before I go back and buy from her again. But the first one was perfection. It was totally fine. My mom has it up in her house. It was the bee hanging there, and it turned out gorgeous. So again, this was a fluke. This one, it truly is not, like, that is not, yeah, Mina Maid is great. Again, I cannot say it enough. Mina Maid is great. No shade. Next was Girl by Heroko, and I have to find it. Girl, there it is. Girl by Heroko. I bought this in the 2024 Cyber Monday. Didn't receive it for like several months, but it was all good. No worries. Started at 2/21/25, finished at 3/31/25, so just over a month. It wasn't at the time archived. It is now archived. Why? Because this is from Enabler's Outpost. Enabler's Outpost is no longer doing paintings anymore, but they are doing pens still, as far as I understand. They're still turning pens, but they are no longer doing diamond paintings. Heroko has some absolutely gorgeous art. If this comes out from DAC, because she's with DAC now, I will probably buy it again and do like a fun comparison just for funsies. But I really liked working on this one. This was like a 9 out of 10 enjoyment, 6 out of 10 confetti rating. It is 50 by 70 centimeters. I don't have the inches because they don't do it by inches. It is a square drills, 52 colors, number 43 for start, number 6 for start for 2025. Finish number 40 overall, finish number 6 for the year. I didn't skip one, right? Oh, I did skip one. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, we're gonna do this one But there's one before this, and we'll get into that. Okay, so we're gonna have to backtrack just a little bit. Sorry about that. I was like, wait a minute, that one was 4 and this is 6. There's a reason for that, actually. Love the render, love the canvas, love the glue, love the drills, loved all of the specials in her like eyes. It is a little bit computer rendered. They did quite a bit of touch-ups, but you can definitely tell in like some of this that, especially up in her forehead, I would say, that it was computer rendered initially and it wasn't completely hand charted, touched up, whatever. There's just enough pixelation in certain spots that I'm like, okay, that probably could have been cleaned up a little bit more. But I love this image. My husband loved this image. And if you have been around for a while, you know that my husband does not approve of very much. And this was an image that he actually fully approved of and really, really liked. So, this was a win for me. There's not really a whole lot more to say about it. It was a lot of fun. I'm really sad that Enablers Outpost is no longer doing paintings, but I look forward to more Heroko in the future. For sure. She has some gorgeous art. And one that came out in one of the mystery boxes this year that just, I'm gonna lose my gourd over. But anyways, this is really cool. Love it. Great. So the one before this one was, I was like, this is weird. I feel like there was one more, because there was. Hibiscus Dragon. This is Hibiscus Dragon. And I will try and put up a photo of the finish. It is at my mom's house, which is why it is not here right now. Hibiscus Dragon is by Ashley Cassidy. I hope I said her name right. 2/22/25 is when I started it. I was given it for Christmas the previous year. And I finished it 3/17/25. As far as I understand, it is not archived. It is from Diamond Art Club. It is 22 inches by 22 inches or 55.8 centimeters by 55.8 centimeters. Super fantastic size. Holy cow. I should do more of that size. Small. Great. It was a square, 53 colors, 42, start number 42 overall, start number 5 for the 2025, finish number 39 overall, finish number 5 for 2025. I did this for Mackenzie's at Dragon Wings and Diamonds, her Stoke Your Dragon Fire 2025. It makes me giggle every time. I'm sorry. My mind is in the gutter. It's fine. It's fine. I love the colors. I initially thought that this entire background was like gray, and I was like, oh no, this is gonna be terrible. But it wasn't. It was like a coffee, creamy pink coffee with creamer type color. Like it was gorgeous. And the colors of like the red and the specials up here and the little flower and the little dragon and how cute it was made this 8 out of 10 enjoyment. I probably could have even gone like an 8.5. Confetti was like 5 out of 10. The background was a little confetti-y, but for the most part, it was just pretty and it was fun. And I enjoyed the heck out of it. And I loved the little orange slices and just everything was great. I don't think I had... Oh, the glue was slippery, I will say. So I wish there was more of the crystal. Okay. Because the crystals that they sent were just in that little flower. And I was just like, man, these crystals are so fun. So that was, yeah. But the glue was slippery. I do remember the glue being slippery and being like, what the heck, I can't place these properly. So had to make a few adjustments just to make sure that the glue held on to everything it needed to. But it's doing great now that it's cured and everything. It's up in my mom's house in a frame and it looks great. The next one. All right, now that we are done with Girl and Hibiscus Dragon. Let me make sure that that is the correct. Yep, okay. So Artist Room by Mrs. Buttered. This is, let me find it. I'm trying to remember if I think I did it later. Okay. Artist Room by Mrs. Buttered D. It is, I started at 2/21/25, finished it at 4/21/25. I believe I had a bunch of stuff like in between. Like I kit that one up, I think around the same time, 2/4/25, 2/21/25. So not long after. And I finished this one first. It is not archived as far as I know. Diamond Art Club is the company. 17 inches by 21.1 inches, or 42.6 centimeters by 52.7 centimeters. Really lovely size. It did not take very long at all when I actually was able to finish it. What I was doing was I was interlacing this one as like a reward for working on like Under the Stairs, and I think also the Ashley Cassidy. Yeah, I started them within a day of each other. So I was just like, I was working on one kit, then I'd let myself work on like 1 or 2 little squares. But the actual time on this kit was not very high. Super, super cute. Love the little Kirby. We're a Nintendo family. I'm so sorry. We are absolutely a Nintendo family. You will see and hear all sorts of like Nintendo stuff. That's what I do. This was, it's round drills, 46 colors, start number 41 ever, start number 4 for 2025, finish number 41 ever, and finish number 7 for 2025. Keeping this one, the colors, the materials, I love Mrs. Buttered. Mrs. Buttered is a lot of times all about like pastels and just like fun imagery. This artist is in a lot of different paintings and stuff. Like she very much has like characters that she paints throughout time, like over time. So it's fun to see the different characters doing different things. She has a little aquarium down here. She's painting. I didn't put any enhancements in because it was a breather kit. This was a lovely break from Under the Stairs specifically, and there was a bunch of like stressful things happening while I was working on Under the Stairs. Literally as I started it, like stressful things were happening, and so like you'll see that kit gets a little bit of flack because I was just like, no. Too much stress. Colors are not what I need right now, like, no. This was 10 out of 10 enjoyment, 2 out of 10 confetti. Again, you can see lots and lots of color blocking sections. Absolutely gorgeous. Bought this one 7/27/24. So yeah. I waited a little bit, but this is a restock. That's not when it came out. It's just when I bought it. I do know that this was a restock, and it's when I was like stalking for a while. That one in like Witch's Bedroom, which I haven't finished yet, but I will be, hopefully, soon. Next is Persephone of Spring, and this is by Carissa Bug. I absolutely, let me see if I can adjust this one real quick. This is it's a big-ish canvas, but the amount of color blocking in like the background made this go pretty fast. Like at least it felt like it was going really fast. Let's see. There we go. Persephone of Spring. I have fun with my journal. Started this 4/2/25, finished it 4/26/25. So it literally took me like 24 days. I bought this one 7/27/24. It is not archived as far as I know. It is a DAC 60 by 76.9 centimeters, or if I can look at it real quick, because I didn't write down the inches, 23.6 by 30.3 inches. Square shaped, 62 colors. Start number 44 ever. Start number 7 for the year. Finish number 42 ever. Finish number 8 for the year. This is for the Chris Bug Along in April. And it was a little, like, now I'm looking at it and I'm like, I don't see gapping, Rosie. Come on, Rosie. Where's the gapping? You said that it was a little gappy. It's, okay. You can see it a little bit in, like, up here, where there's just, like, some really fine lines, but truly, when you're looking at the painting, like, you do not see it. So, I was on something, apparently. I'm joking, I wasn't. But, I was being particularly picky, I think, at that particular moment. I think I was going through a rough time and just noticing all of the flaws and everything, which just kind of happens, you know? But she was amazing. 9 out of 10 enjoyment, 6 out of 10 confetti. There's a little bit of confetti here and there. Lots of line blocking, lots of little color blocking sections, lots of big color blocking sections. Probably up there is where some of the confetti was, and then like in the flowers type of thing. But it truly was not super confetti heavy. Made it go really fast. So yeah, it was fun. That was fun. I love that one. And it got me kind of out of my rut too with the Under the Stairs. Even though it's similar like color, all of the like the special drills and stuff just kind of was enough of a pick-me-up that I was like, okay, we're good. We're gonna be okay. Next is actually Inhale Something Sweet, and this is by Something Deviant. I do believe she archived this one. The background is huge. You're not seeing the whole background because I chopped it down a little bit to fit in this frame, because anything bigger would have been too big. It was kind of an awkward size. So this is Inhale Something Sweet. Oh no, this is not by Something Deviant. Sorry, I was mixed up. This is by Gummy.y. Gummy-E. I started this 12/3/24. This was... and finished it 5/3/25. So this is in my child's bathroom. Once again, we are a Nintendo family. He loves Kirby, so anytime I can get Kirby stuff that is actually licensed properly, you know, like people get, the artists get, you know, like kickbacks for their art, I do what I can to support that. There's one at DIYmen Delights that I need to get, and this is from Jaded Gem Shop. This is a 50 by 55 centimeter, which doesn't seem that big, but when you have massive amounts of color blocking and then an insane amount of confetti, it drags, and the light colors really show gapping really well, and I have a problem with gapping. That's me. That's a me thing. Not everybody is this way. Also, maybe I didn't place very carefully or something, because I think I screwed up. But 34 colors. Start number 18 for 2024. This was start number 34 overall. Finish number 43 overall, so that tells you how many I did in between this. Finish number 9 for 2025. This was not for an event. This was just for my kid. He loves it. I can't deny that. Let's see. The overall effect is really cool. It looks so good in camera. In person, it looks muddy. This is where I really truly found out that like computer charting is not my particular thing. We learn. As we do things, we learn. This was a learning experience. It turned out gorgeous. from his wall when he's sitting on the potty. It makes him happy. He loves it. He can look at it. That's great. Enjoyment 4 out of 10. I probably would have lowered it a little bit. Probably like a 3 out of 10. Confetti was like a 7 out of 10 in here. And like a 1 out of 10 out here. So it was very polarizing. I bought this one 5/1/24. Did it as soon as I could. It was a lot. I try to space out these kits, and I've got one more kit that I'm doing right now that you'll see as a whip. But my kid loves it, so again, I can't complain. I can't complain. And there's nothing against Data Gem Shop or anything else. Just I found out that computer charting is not my thing. Also, I tried to fix, I think if you can see that line right there. And I've got some gapping up there that I was just like, oh. But you have to be so close to even see that. And it turned out good, so I'm not complaining at this point. I have so many other things to complain about in life. My diamond paintings are not what I want to complain about. Next is Satura. I love Satura. I love Margaret Morales. This is Satura by Margaret Morales. I love her. I cannot say how much I love all of my Margaret Morales paintings. They're gorgeous. I can't. I see them and I have to have them, and they're amazing. Looking at you, what is it, night, whatever, yeah. Salty about that one, not gonna let it go. I'm teasing, but yeah, no, it actually was really upsetting. Let's talk about Satura though. Much more confetti than I expected. It was like an 8 or 7, I would say like a 7.5 out of 10. I put 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10. Enjoyment was 10 out of 10. Freaking loved this canvas. I love the greens, I love the blues, I love the purples, I love the, you know, just like the blend of colors and like the gorgeousness and craziness. I did buy the enhancement set for this one. I was like, we're gonna try it, see what we like, see what we don't like. I added a few of my own. Not all of them turned out the best. Naturally, this one came with four fairy dust, 1 electro, which you'll see is like right through here. It's the metallic, and 2 ABs. I added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 enhancements. This was for the Mermaids of Magic event. I didn't do it for prizes. I just did it for fun. This is 55.8 centimeters by 86 centimeters, or 22.3 inches by 34.4 inches. It is a square drill canvas. There are 71 colors naturally in this one. I think I did full swaps, so I think it actually still ended up being 71 colors, but I don't know. This was start number 46 ever. Start number 8 for the year, finish number 45 ever, and finish number 10 for the year. So, let's talk about the enhancements a little bit. There's a, alright, there's a green glitter drill that was added. This color crystal was added. I added a dark blue crystal, and there was a like black crystal there that was added. Here's some more of the green glitter drills. I actually ended up liking the glitter drills a lot more than I thought I would. Glitter drills are not normally my thing. Lots of metallics. There's a purple glitter drill right here. Here's an AB that came with it. More glitter drills, more crystals. I was not enamored with the 2 crystals down here next to each other because I felt like it kind of muddied things up a little bit. So that was my bad for adding all of that. I added some blue fairy dust or glitter dust, glitter drills. There was some fairy dust naturally in her like hands that were very pretty. Just kind of made her shine a little bit more. Let's see, more green and purple glitter up in her like clothing. As we get into her hair, we get into like the lighter blue crystal. Sorry, something's going on with my throat a little bit. This color I was not enamored with totally with crystals. It's not a big difference from this crystal here, and it just, to me, it didn't help it in any way, shape, or form. So if it didn't make it better, in my opinion, it made it worse. So that was just my opinion. Oh, and then I added in her eyes, I added some, I think they're called frosted drills, but they're like one of my favorite enhancements to do. And then her eyes are that, like her eyeliner is like a crystal as well. So yeah, she is just chock full of, I'm not like gentle with my paintings at all, but she is just chock full of enhancements, and just, she ended up absolutely gorgeous. Lots of confetti, lots more than I thought there was, but I'm not unhappy about it, so there's that. And before, no, that one was after. So this is Under the Stairs. I love the image. I do not want anybody to think that I do not actually love the image. The image is great. I love it. It's perfect. However, I was like, I was having a little bit of PTSD from the night one that I did like 2 years ago or something like that. With all these like blues back here. It turned out gorgeous again. And then all of the browns and yellows, like, they were just not, they weren't what I needed at the time. I needed color, I needed life. My favorite part is the like lanterns that she makes. This is by DIYmen, by the way. I love Kiki, I love Gigi, I love the little Totoro, baby Totoro. I love the fact that she's in a library and that there are stairs, and I love all the plants around the outside. A broom here with her her radio from the movie. I think it's amazing. I think the overall effect is absolutely gorgeous. I think the timing was just really poor on when I started this, and it just translated emotionally very poorly. I do have this up in my like front room normally, so I must not hate it enough to like hide it under a bed or give it away. But yeah, started this 2/4/25, finished it 6/4/25. Real life stuff was happening, and it just wrecked my existence, and I just needed happy colors, and this wasn't it. It is not archived as far as I know. It is from DAC. 70 centimeters by 96 centimeters, or 27.6 inches by 37.8 inches. It is a square drill canvas. The number of drills, I wrote it down somewhere else. There's 108,185 drills. This is a freaking huge kit on top of everything else. It's huge. So it ended up getting a little overwhelming for me. Start number 40 ever. Start number 3 for 2025. Finish number 46. Finish number 11 for 2025. Did not do this for an event. I was going to give this to my mother because I did flower delivery by DIYmen as well. And I was going to have it be a companion piece. She does not want it. So I'm gonna do my flower delivery and pair it and put it up. 4 out of 10 enjoyment because of emotional stuff. 7 out of 10 confetti. There's a lot of confetti in here. There is some like line blocking, And there's small bits of color blocking, but for the most part, it really was a pretty big, like, the color blocking sections are very, very small. So, and with this big of a canvas, it was a lot. I bought it 11/23/23. So this was another one of those 2023 canvases that I really wanted to get out of my stash at the time. Loved the star lamps, loved the character herself. I left that for the very end, and it did help get through everything else because I knew that she was the focal point and going to be a very fun thing to finish on. There are some gaps. It is the 2023, you know, thing. They're very small hairline gaps. It's not a bad thing. It's okay. I'm not sweating it. So yeah, just, it was a very emotional finish. Lots of craziness. Ugh. So, yeah, she big though. Some of these I'm like, what was I thinking? These are huge. I did several huge ones, especially like near the end of the year. We're not talking about him quite yet. The next one that I actually finished was called Soul of the Storm. This is the second painting for my mom that I did. So she has it up in her house, in her bedroom. And I busted through it because she really, really, really wanted it. And it meant a lot to her. And I was like, okay. So we kicked it out as soon as we could. So you can see I started things before that and didn't end up finishing them. Soul of the Storm by Camilla de Heroko, I think is how you say her name. Absolutely gorgeous, stunning painting. Started at 6/7/25, finished it 6/29/25. I kicked it out as quickly as I possibly could. It is a Diamond Art Club 55.8 centimeters by 69 centimeters, or 22 inches by 27 inches. Perfect size. I wish I did more at that size, but I apparently cannot figure out how to do normal size paintings because I don't look at the size when I buy them. I bought it 5/23/25 and literally started it when I got it 6/7/25. So 9 out of 10 enjoyment, 5 out of 10 confetti. It had so many special drills already put in it, like especially in the like rainbow part. I thought about adding some special drills up here in like the clouds and doing some like fairy dust, but ended up she wanted it as is, so I didn't add anything. I just used what they had. There was lots of fairy dust, lots of crystals, lots of ABs, just chock full in the rainbow part of the painting. It was super, super, super cool. This was 51 colors in total. It was start number 49 ever, start number 11 in 2025, finish number 47 ever, and finish number 12 in 2025. It was Pride Month when I did it, so we counted it for Pride Month because it was rainbows. Heck yeah. It was a gift from my mother. Loved the colors. It was so much fun to do. I will pop up a picture so you have that finish, but it was honestly, it was so much fun. I do not regret that one in any way, shape, or form. So the next one I finished was Mr. Miko the cat. Did I write down how many drills? Did I stop putting how many drills? Did I stop putting how many drills? Did I mess up? Oh my god, I actually just stopped putting the number of drills. Okay, I messed up like my whole feng shui at some point and stopped putting it in there. Okay, cool. So, Mika the cat, I bought it 5/16/25. Had to start him like immediately. Started him on 6/7/25. It is by Aristocatty, by the way. And finished him on 6/30/25. I believe I was in the midst of doing my mother's painting. Yeah. Which is why it took so long, because I literally finished this the day after I finished hers. It is a 33 centimeter by 33 centimeter, or 13.2 inch by 13.2 inch. It is a round canvas. I did way more round canvases than I thought I did this year, or that I usually do. This is a really cute size. I don't do very many small paintings like this. Amazing. 29 colors. 48 numbers. Start number, oh my goodness. Start number 48. Start number 10 for 2025. Finish number 48 ever. Finish number 13 for 2025. I'm keeping him. He is a fat kitty. He is adorable. I did not change anything. He's just very, very cute. 8 out of 10 enjoyment, 2 out of 10 confetti. There's like a ton of color blocking in this guy. I think it was 1 fairy dust color and like 2 ABs or something like that. 2 fairy dust colors and 2 ABs. Super, super cute. Just very like, very chill. He's adorable. Everybody who sees him wants him, and I keep telling them no. No, you cannot have him. I'm sorry. And he's not on... So I bought him on Amazon, and I went looking for him because I was like, I wonder how many drills there are. He's not on there anymore, and I cannot, like, he's not on the website. He's nowhere, nothing. So I'm assuming he's archived, but he has not been archived on the actual website. He's just not there anymore. So I don't know if he's actually archived or if they're just out of stock and they're going to get more. It's so hard to know on Amazon. So, after Miko the cat was Castle in the Sky, or Castle and Mountains. Castle in the Sky. Castle and Mountains. Castle and Mountains was back here. Where did I start? Castle and Mountains. It must have been later. When did I start Castle and Mountains? Where is it? Hello? Did I not write it down? Did I start it earlier? Alright, my brain is about to implode. What have I done? Did I not write down Castle and Mountains? Oh, there it is. Okay. I just was like skipping the page. I don't know. Y'all, it's been a day already. It's only 10 o'clock. So this is Castle and Mountains by Robert Nieto, I think. Nieto. 8 out of 10 enjoyment, 7.5 out of 10 for confetti. A lot of that is in like here. And like, yeah, just actually down here as well. I'm gonna pull this up just a little bit so you can see the bottom too. She was confetti heavy, like very confetti heavy. So, started this one, or bought this one 5/3/25. I love it. It is based off of Howl's Moving Castle. That's Howl's Castle. That's Sophie. There's apparently sheep out in the field. The mountains are absolutely gorgeous. The field is gorgeous. Started this 7/1/25, finished at 7/27/25. It is not archived as far as I understand. It is from DAC. It is 65 centimeters by 91.8 centimeters, or 25.6 inches by 36.2 inches. I have it written down at 100 and... Wait, where'd it go? Oh, 96,309 diamonds on here. Very large painting. It may not look as big in camera, but it's huge. Slightly smaller than Under the Stairs, but pretty close. start number 51 ever. 63 colors, 1 AB and 5 fairy dust. I didn't change anything. Start number 13 for the year. Finish number 49 ever. Finish number 14 for the year. I did this for the Be Happy DP along, and basically the Be Happy DP along is you could do bees or you could do something that makes you happy because it's the Be Happy. This, I opened it up and it made me cry. Good happy tears, because Howl's Moving Castle is one of those like very impactful shows for me as a kid. It's one of my favorite Hayao Miyazaki films, and I love everything having to do with this movie. Super, super, super good. I am keeping this. I loved most of this. The glue was pretty good. I had to swap the hair when I may have a picture, and if I have the picture, I'll put it up. But originally this was like a flesh color, and it did not look right. Grandma Sophie should have gray hair, or if it was young Sophie, she should have like brunette hair. No. The dress is wrong. It's the wrong color. But she wears a few different color dresses in the show, so I wasn't gonna like be pedantic about like having to change it kind of thing. I did not care for the ABs. Not just because I hate ABs, but because I really truly felt like it wasn't necessary, and it, in my opinion at least, it throws off the look a little bit. And also, I hate ABs. I hate placing ABs. There was a lot of ABs, and I got very frustrated with them very quickly. The fairy dust is really pretty. Like, it's like a yellow fairy dust and like a white fairy dust. And absolutely gorgeous. Everything else is absolutely beautiful. The ABs just make me want to scream. I did change... I think I changed, yeah, I added some drills to the castle to make it look a little bit more metallic and not just, very, like, I don't want to say the word pastel, very vague, I guess. I know he's, like, in the mist or whatever, but, like, it didn't sit right with me, the colors that it was originally, and I almost changed the whole thing to metallics because very much the entire castle is made of metal, and yeah, so I don't know, I did what I could to try and make it look good for myself, but it was fun. That was a fun one. The top of it was color blocky. The bottom, like 3/4, was confetti. It was a lot of confetti. But yeah, overall I think it was really fun. I added quite a few little changes, but nothing like major. I didn't change the painting itself. Next is the encounter. I do not have a drill count on it, and I still am missing a drill right there. I've been missing a drill right there for a while. Forgive me, my voice is starting to go. I've been talking for an hour. So, this is going to be a long video. My apologies. And we are most definitely not done. So, this is the encounter by Laura Powdrat and Diamond Artisan. This is my very, very first Diamond Artisan that I've ever done. Move that up so you can see the whole thing. Laura Powdrat's art is gorgeous. This is produced very well. There was quite a bit of trash in the drills and stuff, but not so much so that I ran out of anything or was even really worried about running out of anything. It was just annoying, which is, it's so minor. It's so minor when it comes to diamond painting with the problems that you could have. 10 out of 10 enjoyment. I really, really, really loved working on this. Confetti was about 6 or 7 out of 10. I don't remember when I bought it, and I'd have to like go looking through my email, and that sounds like a horrible time right now. So, so I don't have that written down. My bad. Start date was 6/5/25, and I ended it, finished it 8/6/25. And the only reason that that was so long is, again, because I had other like paintings that ended up getting done between starting it and finishing it. Diamond Artisan, 50 by 70 centimeters or 20 by 28 inches. Square drills, 52 colors. I did not change anything because when I do a first from a company, I don't like changing the drills. Same thing with like the heroko. I didn't change anything on that one either. Just let them do their thing and see how I like the finished product. Start number 47 ever, start number 9 for the year, finish number 50 ever, finish number 15 for the year. This was really, really, really cute. There's a few things I would have changed. Mostly being like that top part looks a little funky flat, I guess, is the only thing I can like think of to say on that one. And I think that's it. It's a little gappy. I don't think you can tell in the camera, but it's just like that little bit of gappy, but that's just a me issue, truly. Like, it's not that bad, like, at all. I just probably wasn't as careful in placing in some places. Like, there's a bit of gapping, like, in there. But it's not horrible. It's not bad enough that I'm like, oh my god, never doing this again. No, I will probably be buying from this this store again. My only issue is I probably will not be buying much of anything this year with our finances in shambles because our house is falling apart. So, there's that. But that is a gorgeous finish. Loved doing that one. I really have no complaints, truly. It was a lot of fun. So, next is Cat Comforts. And this was for I think it was for Paws and Claws. I ended up starting it in June, but I ended up finishing it during like Paws and Claws and kind of just followed along. It wasn't I wasn't going for prizes or anything. It was just for fun. Let me find I had like a Kidapalooza in June. I was like, I'm gonna kit up all the things, and then I proceeded to not finish a bunch of stuff because I kit up all the things and then felt like I was like essentially spinning my wheels, not getting anything done. So it was a wild time of like, I don't like things sitting for a long time. Oh no, this wasn't started in June. I was on the wrong one. This was started in, this was after the Kidapalooza kits were done then. But yeah, I did this in August. August 7th started it. August 17th finished it. Took me 10 days. During this time, we had adopted a dog. And the only reason it took 10 days is because I was having to play goalie with her and my kid because the dog was biting. Not like drawing blood or anything, but like biting, and like it was an awful situation. I've put it in a thing before and it just, so this one ended up taking a little bit longer than it normally would have taken me because of the dog situation. This is Cat Comforts by Chrisabug. Love Chrisabug's artwork. This is from DAC. Started at 8/7, finished at 8/17. 9 out of 10 enjoyment, 3 out of 10 confetti. There's not a whole lot of confetti in this one. You can tell just by looking at it. Bought it on 8/3/24, so I did it a year later, which is kind of fun. I don't think it's archived. It is a 20 inch by 20 inch or 50.6 centimeter by 50.6 centimeter. It is a round row canvas, 51 colors, start number 52, 2025 start number 14, finished number 51, finished 16 for 2025. This was for the Paws and Claws 2025 event. I'm keeping it as far as I know. It's very cute, very sweet. A little bit ironic that I was doing a cat painting while I was having trouble with a dog. There's a little bit of irony there. But yeah, just a very fun finish. Little crystals in the background that are fun. Little ABs in the background that are fun. Overall, just a very chill painting. Lots of purples. Was fun. Okay, the next one. Let me make sure this is actually the next one. Yes, it is. This is Magic Arcades. Let me find the photo of this one. Magic Arcades. And this is by Miss Holly. I love Miss Holly. Her artwork is so cute. I didn't write enjoyment or confetti. Enjoyment was like, I believe like a 9 out of 10 or like an 8 out of 10. It was super, super, super fun. There are so many details in this painting that were just like fun to do that it went so fast. Not very much confetti. I'd probably give this like a 3 out of 10, to be honest. I didn't write down when I bought it. I just was having a time apparently during this. This is my birthday month. So started at 9/1/2025, finished at 9/28/2025. Not archived as far as I know. This is from DAC, 55.8 centimeters by 78.7 centimeters or 22.3 inches by 31.5 inches. Round row canvas, 66 colors. I didn't add anything to this. Start number 55 ever. Start number 17 for the year, finish number 52 ever, finish number 17 for the year. This was my first Drills and Chills canvas. The colors were gorgeous. It's a round. I have a black cat who likes to sleep on everything. My only complaint is that it was a round, so it got hair in it. Again, there's so little like complaining that I want to do when I'm talking about diamond paintings, because it's my enjoyment, it's my relaxation. So as far as all the cute things that I noticed as I was like doing this painting, her like skirt turned out really cute. I love how the knit sweater, like the cable knit sweater, looks. It's very obvious what it is, and I love that kind of sweater, so it's just kind of like a fun woo. And then the bag with its like rhinestone studs, and then you've got like little keychains on her bag, and then you've got like the little lizard snake thing. There's a snake there, there's a cat snake, there's a dog, there's another dog, there's a fox, there's another fox, there's a raccoon, a chinchilla, like a frog there. There's a capybara. There's a rabbit, a corgi. If you've been here long enough, you know that my very first painting was a corgi, because I have a thing for corgis. Kitty cat, a bat up there. Like, the hat was super fun to do. Lots of specials and like the bow and stuff. Her hair was fun because it was nice and pink and like very cool. She has star earrings on. It's such a cute painting. The little ivy at the top is like such a good like tie-in, and like the whole thing was just so fun to do. I enjoyed the heck out of myself. Again, it was my birthday month and my life was pure chaos. This year was pure chaos, which is why things are as crazy as they are. Okay, let's have a chit chat about Chroma. Chroma almost didn't get done this year. And the reason Chroma almost didn't get done this year is because I did that one Camilla de Heroko during Pride Month, which was what this kit I was doing this kit for Pride Month. This is Chroma by Margaret Morales. I started her 6/9/25, finished her 10/8/25. 5 out of 10 enjoyment, 8 out of 10 confetti. I probably would even put this at like a 9 out of 10. Whoo boy. Bought it 8/25/24, so finished it almost, or over a year later. That's kind of funny. This is from DAC. Not archived as far as I know. I don't think they've really archived much Margaret Morales paintings. 46.8 by 70.7 centimeters, or 18.7 by 28.3 inches. So the size was not an issue. The size was a really nice size. The amount of confetti was gnarly. On top of that, this was when my house flooded. I started finishing this while I was at my mom's house. Sitting at her table was awful. It hurt my shoulders and back. I'm already in physical therapy for it, and it just exacerbated it. And this painting was rough. I bought the enhancement pack and didn't use all of the enhancement pieces because I didn't like how the crystal looked in this one. Like Satura, I think the darker crystals were gorgeous. The lighter crystals on this one, the clear crystal was part of the actual kit itself, but the pink, if I did this again, I would not do the pink crystal. I think it looks too close to the clear crystal, and I just don't really care for how it looks. One of my favorite enhancements is the pearls and the metallics, and the red sparklers are also just like, they're so good. I actually really like the way that the gold glitter tied in with like the gold color and kind of made this even more like coherent, in my opinion. But again, some of the crystals were just a bit much for me. The confetti was just insane. I put some sparklers in her eyes, kept the pearls along her face. I don't know if I would have done that, kept the pearls there specifically if I did it again. Oh, and then the last bit is there was these starbursts in her crown. I'm not totally in love with those, but I liked them. So again, I may have found like a quad cube or something to go there next time, like if I did it again. But this, for some reason, I don't know why. I love the painting. I enjoyed the process, but this painting was such a struggle to want to work on. And again, I'm not sure if it was like an emotional thing because I was going through like flooding. I was living at my mom's house with my son while my husband stayed here while they worked on my house, and like we're still in the midst of waiting for them to actually fix everything. Everything's still torn up right now. And it's a lot. So this year has been quite crazy, and I think this painting suffered from that emotional like backlash essentially. But I love it. I'm really happy I finished it. It looks absolutely gorgeous. It's still one of my favorite, like, anything Margaret Morales just makes me happy, and I'm not complaining about it. It just, this year just kind of like, it gave some things an undertone, I guess. So that was Chroma. That was number 18. Number 19 is Rainbow Rose. This is such a cute little kit. My sister-in-law was like, oh, you do diamond paintings, right? And I was like, yeah, of course I do. She does like all my bracelets, and she does some of my earrings and stuff. But she's like, yeah, my sister got me this a long time ago and I never did it. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll do it. And I'm going to give it back to her as soon as I like see her or decide to ship this off. But it was a lot of fun. It was kind of funny because if you see the
the drills are like not normal DAC drills. This is an old canvas, and it was kind of fun working on it just because I knew that this was like fairly computer charted and like old drills. Like this has got to be like 7 years ago that this was made. Cause like the whole schematic and everything and like the look of everything is totally different. So this is just kind of a blast from the past. I loved it. The drills remind me of like Diamond Dots drills. And they're not my favorite, or the Make Market rounds. They're not my favorite because I really like the Diamond Art Club rounds, but they're not bad. But they had the like dimpling on the back and stuff, which means I think they're like acrylic or instead of resin, I think. I don't know. It was just a lot of fun. And I was so appreciative that she was just like, here you go, you can just have it. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm here for that. So the image is from Shutterstock when I looked for it, because I had to like look this up. I started this November 10th and finished it November 11th. It is archived. They did come out later with a bigger one. This is 22 by 22 centimeters. This is a baby kit, especially compared to the one underneath. Oh my god. It looks so tiny. 35 colors, start number 59, start number 21 for the year, finish number 53, finish number 19 for the year. Giving this back to Lorena. All the colors were really fun. It was so fun. It was fun. It was a nice little break. I think I was like midway through this guy, which is huge. And it was just cute. So, all right. So here is the Lantern Festival, and this is by Jenny Lee. I started this one 10/14/25 for Drills and Chills. This was my second canvas for Drills and Chills. And I finished it 12/8/25. I bought this 5/13/25. So I really didn't have this in my stash for very long. The confetti reading, I would give it like a 7.5 to 8 out of 10. Enjoyment was like a 9 out of 10. I did not expect to love working on this canvas as much as I did. I was going really, really slow at the beginning, which is why it took me like 2 months. And I did some things in between, obviously. It's Diamond Art Club, 63 centimeters by 97.8 centimeters, or 25.6 inches by 38.6 inches. It is a square gel canvas. There are 47 colors. I did not add or take away anything from this canvas. This is start number 57 ever, start number 19 for the year, finish number 54 ever, and finish number 20 for the year. Did this for Drills and Chills. This is a gift for my husband. My husband loves landscapes. I am not a person who enjoys doing landscapes most of the time, but he has a thing for landscapes. On his wall right now are, like, I think it's called Caribbean veranda or Mediterranean veranda. There, and then the island, which was like a super limited run thing. He is very much into landscapes, and this is the start of a new project series for him. He likes all of the Jenny Lee Torrygate series, and so guess what? Rosie's gonna do the Torrygate series. Why? Because I love my husband, and honestly, I like Jenny Lee's art as well. My favorite part, I would have to say, and the thing that made this completely doable, because this is a lot of browns, a lot of like dark colors in general, is the specials. The specials in this kit are absolutely gorgeous. If I can show off, these are 2 of the fairy dust, and it is sprinkled throughout like everything, and the colors together and it was just gorgeous. Like, you can see it through there. There's a few ABs, nothing crazy, so I didn't have to go like insane with ABs trying to get all that, but like that fairy dust is just in all of that. And there's a yellow fairy dust, and it's just so much fun. Here's the trying to like get this to behave. Here's the bottom of the canvas. Sorry, I might have bumped you. Trying to like hold you steady. Okay. But here's the bottom of the canvas. Just the lanterns were gorgeous and fun to do. I left this Torii gate for the very end. It was very, very fun. All of these, like this section was chock full of just like special drills. The lanterns were absolutely gorgeous, like, and super fun to do. So once I actually got into this painting, it was a blast and it just flew by. So yeah, it turned out really great. I loved it. I would give this like a 10 out of 10 enjoyment. Truly, it was just an absolute joy to work on. Just, I love it. My final finish for the year. This is Gamer Room. This is by Mrs. Butterd. Mrs. Butterd or Mrs. Butterd. I don't know how she goes, whether she goes by Mrs. Butterd or Mr. Butterd. But started this 10/28/25, finished it 12/24/25. I kit this one up along with a bunch of other ones. I had another Kit-a-Palooza because I think I was like stressed. That's a mistake, and I keep remembering that that's a mistake, and I need to remember in the future that that's a mistake. I am really, really happy when I am working on one single painting, maybe 2 tops. And that's not included things like my stitch along that are like long-term projects. If I know that my section is done in like an SAL, we're good. You know, I feel content. But when something stays inactive for a long time, I've got a few of these that I'm going to show you that I'm kind of chomping at the bit to do, but what I'm working on right now is more important. So this was an instant archive. This lasted a few hours and immediately went to the bin. I don't know what happened. There are speculations on what happened. Namely all of the references that you see in the painting itself. But 55.6 centimeters by 78.7 centimeters, or 22.2 inches by 31.5 inches. It is a round roll canvas, 86 colors. I didn't change anything. Thought about changing some stuff, and we'll get into that in a minute, but did not change anything. Start number 58 ever, start number 20 for the year, finish number 55 ever, finish number 21 for the year. Did not do this for an event, it was just for fun. I'm going to absolutely keep this. It is adorable. I love this, love this, love this, love this. I have a tattoo of the Legend of Zelda symbol on my neck, along with Navi the fairy. I am very much a Zelda girly, as it were. I can't remember his name, but that's a Ramune bottle. There's a kitty cat pillow. This is Link. I was going to change his tunic to be like legit green, because it bothers me that it's like brown for some reason. There's a switch back here. That is a Diva cup. I played lots of Diva back in the day for, what's it called? What's the game called? It's a Blizzard game. But yeah, just I played lots of that game when the first one came out. She's playing games. Not a huge fan of like the nose thing. I was gonna change that. Didn't end up changing it. I love the rainbow headphones with the little like kitty cat ears. Love, 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 love that. That's a Hello Kitty reference. There's a Pokeball. There's Gigi up in the top. There's Kirby. You know how I feel about Kirby. There's a Totoro up at the top. Like, this is just chock full of gamer references. And I am a video gamer. So this was amazing. There's a keyboard, there's chips, there's, you know, just all the things that gamers do and are into, and books and all sorts of different things. I love the colors, except for just like I said, a few things like the Zelda. I'm not a Funko Pop fan, so the Zelda actually kind of bothers me because it's very Funko Poppy, and I do not care for Funko Pops at all. But this was a lot of fun. It was a really nice finish type of thing. I finished this on 12/24/25 and stopped diamond painting for the rest of the year. I did not pick up a single diamond painting from the 25th or the 24th on. I was like, nope, we're not gonna do it. My husband was home, so I spent my time hanging out with my husband, playing video games with my husband. We did a lot of Final Fantasy, all that, you know. So that was it for the year. This is the 21st finish for 2025. And that is all I have. Now, other things that I had going into the end of the year. Here are my whips for the start of 2026. I didn't pick up a single diamond painting after I finished that one, so this top part is out, but I have not finished it. And she came out with a alternative version of that section, and I think I'm gonna do the birdhouse alternative version, and then we're waiting on this one to come out. I may end up waiting until that part comes out to finish the whole thing and just go from there. But so far, it is so cute. And this is my first cross-stitch conversion project, and it is, honestly, it's been so much fun. I love everything about it, and I'm so, so, so excited for this to be done so I can have it. And this is my first, this is from Jada Gem Shop and the Flossy Fox shop. And I don't have anything like crazy on the page, nothing interesting really. I started this 10/12/25, a little bit later than when it actually like came out. It is not archived as far as I know. You can get it from Jada Gem Shop. You have to buy the pattern from Flossy Fox shop, but it's still available. It is a 44.25 centimeter by 46.25 centimeter canvas section. Square drills, 33 colors, start number 56, start number 18 for the year. Haven't finished it, obviously. It is a stitch along, which means basically each section with a dragon was released once a month. And then we just like we're working alongside cross stitch people, and the pattern itself is for cross stitch, but they translated it into a diamond painting, which is super fun. I recommend this to anyone who wants to just have something to really like use their brain while doing this. You have to count, you have to do all the things. My favorite dragon so far, I think, is this guy, along with this little green guy. But like the main dragons, I think the blue one is my favorite, which is funny because it's a rose dragon and roses are one of my favorites. So, yeah. But the sunflower dragon is the one I like most. So, oh, and then Shire Shenanigans.
oh no! Gotta do it because, you know, my girl Nicole at Shy Shenanigans is the one that makes those. So, quick shout out to her because I've got several really cute cover minders from her. Sorry, that shook you a little bit. This is my first large canvas from DIYmen's Delights. It is so much color blocking, and it's just the image. It's just the way it is. I was not ready for it, but here it is. I don't have this one up too much right now because I haven't really decorated the page. This was during that big Kittapalooza in August. Again, flooding happened. I received this right around the time that my house flooded. I kit up a bunch of things and tried to figure out what worked the best at my mom's house. And so I ended up kitting up several different things. This one's not really kit up necessarily, but like I just use the plastic bags that it comes in because it comes in pre-kit up in plastic baggies. This is by DIYmen's Delights. I adore everything about DIYmen's Delights. There's really not that much gapping. Like the drills are pretty decent quality. Like everything is just amazing. We're working on it. We're working through it. It's going to be great. I'm super looking forward to having this done. The only thing I may change, I may go back and change this, is if you look, there are some like little star bits in here. They're impossible to see because they are so close in color to the background color. So I may actually end up making those like a yellow fairy dust. Just for fun, because again, I want those to pop. Like those. They pop on the purple. They do not in any way or shape or form pop on the background. So, personal preference for myself, I probably will change those to like a yellow fairy dust or something. Something sparkly and twinkly. Let's see. This is a 23 inch by 21.2 inch or 58.5 centimeter by 53.8 centimeter. It is a square gel canvas. There are 17 colors. Obviously very, very color blocky. I put 1 out of 10 confetti. Start number 54, start number 16 for 2025. Have not finished it yet, obviously. Didn't do it for any reason other than I got it in and needed to work on something. I had to slash the like tape because it was bunching a little bit, which I don't normally have that issue. So just an awareness on that one. It was very odd, but I'll probably just retape like that section once I'm like mostly done with the painting. So yeah, bought it 8/26/25. I literally, like, I received it on the 26th, started at the 27th. I was at my mom's house and the whole thing was devastating, but that was a happy point in my life at the time. So then there's this guy, and again, you know how I feel about Zelda, Legend of Zelda kind of thing. Like, you know, if you know, you know, you know. Let me find the page. There it is. So I haven't decorated it again. I'm not quite there, but it's turning out really good for it being computer, like mostly computer rendered. You can tell by the different colors and stuff in like his glove and like just all over the place. It looks good from far away. Up close, it gives me a hernia. And again, I found out the hard way that computer rendered is not my thing. If something is computer rendered, I'm probably just not going to buy it. Unless it is like
an insane piece that I just cannot live without. I'm gonna get to this. It wasn't all that bad. I did some big sections too, even. Like, I could make it a smaller section if I wanted to, but I think I'm doing okay. And I may break it up. We'll see. But I've gotten a decent chunk done. This is not a huge kit. This is not crazy. But it's been a lot of fun actually doing it. This is Quests by Something Deviant, which is where I got the Something Deviant earlier from. Started this 8/17/25. This is like a 9 out of 10 confetti rating. Like it is. There's actually a little bit of color blocking in a few of these sections, but there's a lot of like that section looks like it's a color blocking section. It's not a color blocking section. There are 2 colors there, at least 2 colors. That is a color blocking section though, which I was like floored when I got to that part. It is not archived as far as I know. It is from Jaded Gem Shop, 50 centimeters by 55 centimeters. It is square drill canvas, 52 colors, start number 53, start number 15 for 2025. Have not finished it, obviously. I bought it 5/1/24. So hopefully I will have it done before I have had this in my stash for a year. The tape on this one, I have to show off because my husband bought it as a gift for me for, like around Easter, like Mother's Day kind of thing. I think it was a Mother's Day gift. And they are Pokemon, but they are like spring Eastery. There's eggs and flowers and stuff, and it's just adorable, and I love it. So yeah, anything my husband gets me is like automatically cherished. But super cool, gonna be amazing once I actually get to it. So now we're gonna talk about my actual whip that I am whipping up right now and just kind of flying by the seat of my pants. This this is Duck Bath. I probably could have just not put this in here, but I am so excited about it that I was like, we're gonna talk about it. It's gonna be fine. I got most of the enhancement set from DP with sparklers. Most. I don't think I got the crystal. And then they were out of the sparkler that was supposed to be for it. So I picked up a bunch of other sparklers. I'm actually gonna grab my thing here. And y'all, I have plans. So this AB is added from DP with sparklers. There's a glitter drill right here and right here that were added by DP with sparklers. I added these light green sparklers. I have so many flippin' plans. So the board here, I'm gonna turn that brown. The outline is going to be these black diamond sparklers, which you can't see them in the package, but that's okay. Just take my word for it. It's black sparklers. So just to make it pop, kind of fun, I'm changing it from green to brown. It's gonna be like a dark brown, which is why I pulled that guy out. These are just ABs. Not sure I'm going to use the ABs in here. Oop, that's sticky. In the board itself, but I pulled them just in case I decided to do that. DP with sparklers has me doing yellow pearls, yellow iridescent pearls, like a slate gray pearl that is gonna go down in like this section here and like the twos. They have us doing these glitter drills. They have us doing the ABs. I pulled this pixie dust for the ducks because I'm going to change out the ducks specifically for, I think, this one and this one. So that's going to be like the lighter, because this is like a yellowy white and that's like a pure white. So that's going to go where the H's are on the ducks, and that's going to go with like the other colors on the ducks. We're going to see how all this goes. But we got plans. We got plans. I want to change the watercolor to like Caribbean sparklers if I can, if it doesn't look too funny, because obviously like the background with the things. And then I have mermaid sparklers that'll probably go in there. And I've also got moonstone sparklers that'll go somewhere. I also have Aurora Springs sparklers and the light green sparklers. I have just a random assortment of 823 crystals, just in case I decide to go crazy with some of those. And I've got 312 fairy dust that I can just, like, I'm probably going to turn that, like, the stripes on some of the towels and stuff into that, like, 312 fairy dust. Get some pops of color and things in there that are just kind of fun. Let's see. There's several fairy dust naturally in this kit. Like, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, like just all over the place. Oh, and then I decided to do emerald sparklers for that one. So I'm hoping that that looks good. And the 7s are like in here, like in that basket in there, and they're just like highlighting in certain places. So we're figuring it out. We're flying by the seat of our pants, but I love the way that this looks so far. Like, I think honestly, like, that looks so good. It's so much fun. So yeah, that is the plan. It may change. It may change. I don't know. As far as paintings go, that's about it, you guys. As for the future, I'm gonna finish my whips. I'm gonna finish this guy. I really am thinking of doing a second Art by Julia. Oh, by the way, this is Duckbox by Art by Julia, if you didn't know. I have another one that is like super color blocky. It's called Lovebirds by Art by Julia that I am contemplating doing as soon as this one is done. I'm going to work hard on this one and get it done, and it's going to be amazing. So let's pause for a second. I'm going to get my gaming stuff all figured out and list kind of some of the older games and different things that I have personally finished for 2025. I'm super, super proud of myself because as a kid, as a female in a family of gamers, it was not super, super acceptable to my family that I gamed alongside the older boys. So I ended up missing out, unless I was at my grandma's house, I ended up missing out on like several of the early systems because I just wasn't allowed to like touch them or play with them or anything like that. So I decided that I was going to go back and I was going to go through some of the older, more nostalgic games that other people are like in love with and like they gush over and like, oh, you haven't played that one? Like, oh, you should definitely play that one. Like Donkey Kong Country. I went through 1 and 3. 2 was Booty Cheeks. I got through like a small part of that one and was like, this is for the birds. But I found out, like, I found a love for certain games that I didn't think I would love, and I found out that I'm very, very much not a platformer person. I suck at platformers, and I, like, Metroidvanias, no. If you've ever played, like, a Super Metroid or Metroid game, or a Castlevania game, those are Metroidvania games. And they're very much platformy and, like, fight, platform, fight, and that's it. Kind of like Mario. Mario is a platformer. It is, most of them are. Anyways, not like the RPGs or anything like that, but most of them are platformers. You run, you know, some of them are side-scrolly, some of them are like a 3D type of thing. But as for the older ones, all of the Marios are platformers. I am terrible. I am so bad at platforming. I actually played like a silly game, like a meme game, not that long ago, and it literally, like, the game stopped and told me I was bad at platforming because I had to redo a section several times because I just suck at it. So that was a wake-up call of like, oh, hello, yes, okay, got it, like, message received. 07. No more platformers for Rosie. But I'm just going to take a look at my Discord real quick and kind of go over some of the ones that I have gone through. So I played the original Metroid. It was fun. It was very, very hard to get through. I went through, this is on the NES. So the Nintendo Entertainment System, the original. I went through a game called Star Tropics, which was very puzzly and very like, meticulous as far as like, okay, you know, if you jump, you time it, you jump. Everything was very like timed. The original Legend of Zelda. Yep, went through that. I struggled at first with that one, but ended up really liking it by the end of it. Legend of Zelda 2, absolutely not. If you've ever tried to play that game is horrible. That is one of the worst games ever, in my opinion. I tried to play a game called Ghosts and Goblins. This was very, very hard. I got walled on stage like 3 or 4 of 7. And you're supposed to do these, like, you go through 1, you go through 2, you go through 3, and like you cannot die a certain amount of times or you have to start the entire thing over. I have save states. And this is again that platforming issue of like, I am bad. And I am okay being bad. I still get through things, but I am bad. Try to play Castlevania? No. Absolutely not. Not happening. On the SNES. Oh, and I actually forgot one of my NES games that I did. What was it called? It wasn't the Secrets of Mana. I tried to do like the Secrets of Mana and like the original Dragon Quest, and like they did not go well. But I don't think it would let me edit the list when I tried. But there was a game. Give me one second. Okay, I found it. So it was on the SNES, and I didn't get to put it in my list, but it was The Illusion of Gaia. And honestly, I recommend that one. It was a lot of fun. You play as a character, and then they find out that like they can touch the statue and turn into like this hero of old days or whatever. So you have to do some things as the kid and some things as like the hero. It's interesting. It's really, really, really interesting. And I had a lot of fun playing that one. I played through Donkey Kong Country, Donkey Kong Country 3. I played partially through 2. Hated it. Played through Mega Man 1 and 2. I played through Mega Man X1. I have Mega Man X3 that this is on the SNES, by the way. I have Mega Man X3 that I still have to go through. My husband picked out just a few of the Mega Man ones. I probably will eventually go back and flush out the whole like Mega Man series, because even though I don't like platformers, the game is fun. My favorite part is the boss fights. Beating those boss fights. I love Dark Souls, right? Hard boss fights. There is nothing like hard boss fights. Okay. So tried to play Chrono Trigger. I've heard so many good things about Chrono Trigger. I did not care for Chrono Trigger. It was fun for the first like 2 or 3 hours. After that, I was just like kind of bored. It just wasn't, I don't know. I'll probably end up watching it or I'll end up finishing it. I do have a save that I could continue off of, and I'm pretty sure I could figure it out and go from there. But I DNF'd it for the moment because it just wasn't that fun. I played some Lion King, got to the wildebeests, was able to just kind of breeze through everything until I hit the wildebeest and just like could not get past that part. So instead of losing my marbles, I just went ahead and stopped for now. I might go back to it later again. Tiny Toons Buster Busts Loose. This was actually a really, really, really fun game. I ended up enjoying that one a lot more than I thought I would. Beat the whole thing. My kiddo watched it and actually ended up being pretty entertained by it as well. I played a Goof Troop with my husband and beat that. Star Ocean Remake. I played that on the Switch. And it was a lot of fun. It was not the best game in the world. The characters are not the most fleshed out in existence, but this is an old game. This was an old SNES game that was ported over to the Switch. And it was fun, and I'm going to continue with the series here shortly, but it definitely was one of those, like, you could tell it was an older game, that they weren't able to truly, like, flush out the story and, like, do cool things with. The fighting system was not my favorite. It was very action-based, to where I like to be able to think about things, and you have to do these, like, weird combos and stuff, so it is what it is. Zelda Link to the Past. Loved Zelda Link to the Past. It was a lot of fun. I played Yoshi's Island. Super Metroid is on the list of ones to play. Super Mario World has been started. Once again, we're going to go back to Rosie is not good at platformers. So that made Super Mario World incredibly difficult for me because I'm not good at it, and it's nothing but frustration, and you have to, like, there's different secret worlds and exits and things like that, and I just got frustrated. So I've been having my husband help me with some of them as I go. Then I started in on the Game Boy games. I finished Kirby Dream Land 1, Kirby Dream Land 2, Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland, Hamtaro, Ham Hams Unite. I am such a dork, and I loved that game. It's really, really cute. Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, I used that as like I've played Yellow. Yellow as a kid. I did have my own Game Boy. I had a Game Boy Color, one of the like clear purple ones. And I got like a light for it, you know, because it wasn't really backlit back in the day. And I played my Pokemon Yellow while my brothers played their blue and their red. And so yeah, I've played plenty of Gen 1 just to be totally fine. I played through Poke Puzzle Challenge. I am currently working through Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team. It is interesting. It is a very different game from any other Pokemon game I've ever played. I have Pokemon Crystal and Pokemon Emerald. I've played them before, but it's been years at this point. So eventually I'm going to go through them slowly, just as like a background game of like if I'm in the car, or like if I'm not able to do diamond painting, not able to like be at the computer kind of thing, I can use my DS to do those things. Shantae was started. I just haven't gotten far in it. I have a bunch of the Metroid games on here that I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm actually going to. Making that realization that like those games are not fun for me, I probably will just watch a video on them of somebody else playing them and just be happy with that. Some of them I may go through. I'm struggling on Super Metroid right now. It is not fun. Gonna go through Legend of Zelda Minish Cap. I went through most of it, not that, like several years ago, like 10 years ago, we're gonna say. but never finished it. So I'm definitely going to go through that. I went through Oracle of Seasons, working through Oracle of Ages. I'm about halfway through Oracle of Ages. Gonna go through Four Swords. I've recently gone through Link's Awakening on the Switch. And then my husband decided, he was like, you're gonna play, and he scrolls through the games and he goes, this one. So I played through Dora the Explorer Superstar Adventures. Because he said do it, and I was just like, alright, fine, whatever. It was just kind of a fun haha thing that he did. I am working my way through, I think it's Sonic and Knuckles. There's a lot of Sega Genesis games that I'm going to go through. The one I did end up actually getting through was called Quackshot. And it is, you get to play as Donald. And it was super, super fun. Like, I had an amazing time. The next one I'm going to play is probably World of Illusion on the Sega Genesis. I have like a whole thing, yeah. PlayStation, I played Spyro the Dragon. I have them on Steam, the like 3-pack. So that was fun to get through. Got a whole list there, a whole list on the 64. I am currently playing through Super Mario RPG as well. I'm kind of dabbling in a lot of different things at one time, but I will eventually start nip-tucking some of these things away and finishing them. Sometimes I just need a break from like certain types of games. We've played so much Final Fantasy in the last like 2 weeks that we're gonna probably be taking a break from Final Fantasy for a while. Or at least I will. My husband's gonna be very busy, so I'm really happy that I was able to take the time that I was able to for that. Yeah, and what I do basically is, as I'm like playing through these now, I take a screenshot. So if I've got screenshots or whatever of the game, of finishing the game, I will put them up, hopefully, if I remember, of like my finishes and different things like that. But it's been a lot of fun to go through these games. The SNES has been a blast, except it's a lot of platformers. So a lot of the older games, just that was what they did, is they did platformers or you had your RPGs. I haven't gone through a ton of the RPGs because some of these games are like 60 plus hours of gameplay, 40 plus hours of gameplay, 80 plus hours of gameplay. And it's like, I only have so much time, but we'll see once my husband really starts getting into like his overtime and his school and everything else. He's going to be very busy. So we're working through it. But those are some of the things that I've gone through as far as video games go. Now, as far as books go, I'm going to take a quick look at my Libby real quick, just because Libby is kind of where I've done... Oh, it doesn't show everything, actually. So, I know I've gone through, like, the Marissa Myers series of, like, Cress, Cinder. Like, I went through the whole series. Except for the newer ones that are about one of the characters. And it's, like, after the actual story is finished. So, she has, like, her own thing. I went through the Mirror series by Nora Roberts. I didn't quite finish the final book. And honestly, I kind of, like, I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I wish it was shorter. I wish she would have, like, wrapped things up a little quicker. There's a little bit too much fluff, in my opinion. So it was a lot. I read The Cursed. I read through a ton of Tamara Pierce stuff, including the Girl Who Rode Like a Man, like that whole like Linus series. Like, went through that, went through the Magic Circle series, went through, like, I'm midway through the Magic Circle series, I think. And then I went through the Wild Magic series. That's what it was. And like, I've gone through several of the Zodiac Academy books. Like I actually like, I pushed through a lot of books this year, and I'm super, super happy with myself for being able to do that. Didn't watch a ton of anime this year because I was so busy reading books that like the anime falls off, and then like it's really hard to balance sometimes. So there's that. That's okay. I'm not like freaking out about it for sure. My kid's being funny right now. But yeah, so honestly, I think I've done pretty well so far. I lost a fair amount of weight this year. Some of it came back after I had to like switch medications. The medication didn't work, and then like, you know, health issues and different things like that. But we're getting back into it, and we're gonna like, we're buckling down. And I mean me. But this year's gonna be super cool. There's not gonna be a whole lot of purchases, which means there's not gonna be a whole lot of like unboxings this year. But I've got some plans in the works to hopefully flush out some video ideas, have some fun with some other creators, and not have to rely specifically on purchases this year to get content out. So hopefully look forward to that. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for, you know, hanging out with me and going through all of my paintings and all of my plans and all of my past experiences for the last year. Follow me if you like, subscribe if you would like to see more stuff. There is some stuff in the works. It's gonna be interesting. We'll see how everything works, but thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a rosy day.